What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 213 of the Monday Night Wars. My name is Chad Talks, and joining me, as always, is J-Mac Gaming.
Hello, Chad. Welcome back.
Yes, hello.
A little redo.
Yes. So, I guess we'll just jump in and explain what's going on here. So,
I'll handle it with the technology problems on my end. I feel like I can explain it a little better than you, Chad.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Justin.
All right. So this Thunder right here, we are currently uploaded to the first week of the post show shows for Great American Bash and King of the Ring. We got Raw, and we got Nitro uploaded. We had Thunder recorded, but the computer took a shit, right? So that episode is in limbo. So what you're going to get before this episode of Thunder is a recap of last Thunder. I didn't know that before we started recording week 2 of Nitro and Raw. So I recorded those, and I messed up and didn't get the video for it. So we're going to record week 3's Nitro and Raw, and you're going to get a recap of week 2's right before it. So the next 3 episodes, you guys will see this one, and the next 2 will have recaps right before it, and then we'll get into the real show and everything. It's been a fucking shit show of the last month of computer issues and not having the schedule to work with Chad, but here we are. We're getting it done. We're becoming men, and we're recording. Right,
We
Chad?
are becoming men. Right, radio. I was a boy, and now I'm a man.
So walk us through the aftermath of Thunder of the Great American Bash, Chad.
So, and this Thunder is when I totally remember everything for it also. I just want to present that. So, we had a pre-show match with New Jack and Jerry Lawler Jr. I'm assuming New Jack won that.
It says right there.
I almost spoiled something, but I guess I'll wait, and I guess you'll see when I do the recap of Nitro. And we had an angle with Ahmed and Bret Hart. That was to pump up their title match at Great American Bash at the Beach. We had a tag team title match with Buff Bagwell, Rey Mysterio taking on either an NXT call-up or a tag team of local jobbers. But either way, it was for the WCW tag team titles. And of course, Buff Bagwell and Rey Mysterio won. There was an angle with Chris Jericho. I'm assuming he shit-talked Sylvester Stallone during it. Alex Wright defeated Steven Regal. There was an angle with Sylvester Stallone, who I'm assuming shit-talked Jericho. There was a match between Jeff Hardy defeating Big Papa Chavo and Christopher Daniels. I believe that was for the number 1 contenders match at Bash at the Beach for the Cruiserweight title. Jeff Hardy will take on Dean Malenko. There was an angle with Ric Flair and Benoit. I think it was Benoit challenging Ric Flair for the U.S. title and Ric Flair accepting. We had a tag team match with Chef Psychosis and Juventud defeating the Dudley Boys. And in that match, Chef Psychosis, Juventud, Lodi, and Sick Boy, and Sylvester Stallone had an angle. Not quite sure what that was about. Yeah, I think Lodi and Sick Boy wanted like a tag team title match. And I think Sylvester Stallone was like, listen, if you want a tag team title match, you have to win, like Psychosis and Juventud here. I think it's something along those lines. I don't really remember. Jushin Liger defeated Conan, and then the Storm of Justice celebrated. And then the main event was Bret Hart defeating Stevie Ray. And then Chris Jericho, then had a talk as Jericho. And I remember this one. So he interviewed Sylvester Stallone and challenged Sylvester Stallone to a match at Bash at the Beach, which would be, and Sylvester Stallone said, I'm not an in-ring competitor, so I can't. And he said, well, fine then, let's do a Team Jericho versus Team Stallone. And I have my first pick for Team Jericho, which was the debuting Bart Gunn, or Mike the Gun Barton, I think is what I called him. And Mike Barton attacks Sylvester Stallone from behind, and that's how we ended Thunder.
Ah, sick. All right, let's get into this show right here, Chad.
Yes, let's do that. So, I think we're all set. I think whenever you hit start show, we can go.
Yeah.
So we have our first pre-show match: Jerry Lawler Jr. taking on Jushin Thunder Liger, and then a pre-show. This was Justin's pre-show match, and about that decent wrestling, but not much heat. Jushin Liger defeated Jerry Lawler in 7:51 with a Liger bomb. Good for Jushin.
Attaboy, Jushin. Attaboy.
Attaboy. And then my pre-show match was Minoru Suzuki taking on the father of Alex Wright, Steve Wright. And in an abysmal pre-show match, Minoru Suzuki defeated Steve Wright with a pinfall.
Attaboy, Menorah. Let's get into
Attaboy,
it.
Menorah. Yeah, so Ahmed comes onto the ring, and he's pumping up his championship match against Bret Hart. He says Ahmed calls himself the face of Thunder, and the most talented wrestler on the Thunder roster, and he calls himself the most talented champion on the roster. And Ric Flair, the United States champion, takes offense to that. And Ric Flair comes out and he says, he main evented Great American Bash. He's been putting on stellar matches this year on Thunder, and he thinks he's probably the best champion on Thunder. And so they argue back and forth, and eventually a match is made for the main event tonight. It's a tag team match. It's Ahmed and Chris Benoit taking on Ric Flair and Bret Hart. So the champion will be taking on their contender in a tag team match tonight. And that sets up that main event. It got an 81.
All right, perfect. Then we move on to this first match of the night.
Yes, we come back from commercial break, and Juventud and Chef Psychosis take on the Gentlemen. And in a poor match, Juvi and Chef Psychosis defeat the Gentlemen 11-26 when Chef Psychosis pins Fit Finlay with the guillotine leg drop. Now, Justin, the Juventud and Chef Psychosis, they've been getting they've had a few weeks in a row of successful tag team wins. What do you think's in store for them?
Probably a tag team title match, Chad.
Well, that would make sense. Let's see if they can keep winning, and let's see what we can do. We go backstage. Sylvester Stallone is on the phone, and he's talking about what's going to happen tonight. And Lodi and Sick Boy come in, and Lodi says, Yo, Sylvester Stallone, it's your boy Lodi, and I'm here with the sickest boy in the game, Sick Boy!
Sick boy!
And we just want to give you one final plea to help us become tag team champions. Come on, we've been getting coffee for you. We've been doing your laundry. We've been running errands for you as the Thunder assistants, and we just feel like we're capable of so much more. I mean, Sick Boy hasn't slept in weeks.
No, I haven't.
He just keeps dreaming about those tag team championships. And listen, Buff Bagwell comes back, and he hasn't had any matches on for Thunder. He just shows up, and you give him a tag team match with Rey Mysterio. They're champions now. So come on, Sylvester. Come on, Sly. We just don't think it's fair. And we've worked so hard. Like, come on, we're asking. And Sylvester Stallone, he says, he's like, listen, what happened with Buff Bagwell was extenuating circumstances. I needed to find a replacement. He was available. That's just what happens. So that's just sometimes how things work out. But listen, you came to me and asked to be my assistant. I didn't make you guys anything. You asked. So, don't be upset. Don't come at me and say that, you're being overworked or you deserve more. In my opinion, your record just doesn't match a title match. I'm sorry, but the answer's no. Now, if you excuse me, I have to run Thunder tonight. So, get out of my office. Sick Boy and Low D and Sick Boy and Low D, they're pissed. They're mad as hell, Justin.
I don't blame them.
So we go to the next match.
Jeff Hardy and Homicide.
It's Jeff Hardy, the number one contender, Jeff Hardy taking on Homicide. And in an abysmal match, Jeff Hardy defeated Homicide in 10:25 with a Swanton bomb.
Oh, they just don't seem to click. No chemistry between the two.
That's good to know.
Write that down, Chad. Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, that's good to know.
We move on to after the match.
Yes. So Jeff Hardy beats Homicide, and then Big Papi Chavo runs into the ring and attacks Jeff Hardy from behind. The number one contender, Jeff Hardy, jumped by Big Papi Chavo, Justin.
I wonder what this means, Chad.
You and I both.
D.
Malenko is backstage. He's got a microphone, and they're asking, you at Bash at the Beach, you defend the championship against Jeff Hardy. But you see Jeff Hardy got taken out by Chavo. What does that mean? And Dean says, quite frankly, I don't really care what it means. I mean, Jeff Hardy and Jeff Hardy and Chavo are grown men. They can do what they want. Yeah, that's really none of my business. But I will say, as the cruiserweight champion, I will walk into Bash at the Beach against Jeff Hardy, and I'll beat him because I'm the Iceman, D. Malenko, and that's what I do. I win. And, if Chavo wants to try to jump somebody and wants to get involved in my business, he knows where to find me. I'll fight him. I'll fight Jeff. I don't really care. At Bash at the Beach, I'm walking out cruiserweight champion.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love Dean Malenko, man.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Where's his world title run, you know?
Yeah, well, who knows?
Well, we found out with Chef Psychosis, and that didn't work out well. AJ Styles and Conan.
AJ Styles and Conan. AJ Styles and about that subpar wrestling and a little heat. AJ defeats Conan in 8:06 with a Styles clash. This is probably one of AJ's bigger wins, Justin, I think.
I think probably his biggest.
No, because he pinned Ric Flair.
Oh, well, I stand corrected. His second biggest.
He rolled up Ric Flair.
Oh, anyone can do that. I will move on to the next.
Did you see Ric Flair take a German suplex by Almas today?
Who the hell is that? We're in 1999.
Oh yeah, correct. You're right. Sorry, my bad.
Mike Barton and Alex Wright, Chad.
Yes, Mike Barton with Chris Jericho at his side debuts against Alex Wright, making his Thunder debut, and in a bout that didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling. Mike Barton defeats Alex Wright after a powerbomb after a distraction from Chris Jericho. Alex Wright's pissed off. Mad as hell.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yep. And Chris Jericho comes out. And Sylvester Stallone comes out, and he's yelling at Chris Jericho for interfering in the match. He's getting in Sylvester Stallone's face, and Mike Barton gets into Sylvester Stallone's face. Chris Jericho kind of like backs away, and Mike Barton gets in the face of Sly. And Sylvester Stallone pushes Mike Barton. Like he's had enough. He doesn't care. He's not going to back down from anyone. So then, like, Lance Storm comes out, who has also been known for palling around with Chris Jericho, comes out. And Lance Storm, Mike Barton, and Chris Jericho surround Sylvester Stallone. And then Barry Horowitz comes out. And Barry Horowitz runs down the ring, and he says, "This man gave me opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Like, this man, like opportunity here. Like, this man is he was keeping me booked, and while I didn't earn a contract, while I don't have a contract, like, he still gave me an opportunity to, and I'm not gonna let you sit here and do this to him." And so so Barry Horowitz and Sylvester Stallone are squaring up with Jericho, Bart Gunn, and Lance Storm, and then Low D and Sick Boy run out, and Low D and Sick Boy are standing aside Sylvester Stallone, and it looks like there's gonna be a fight, and then Chris Jericho says, "Now." And then Barry Horowitz low blows Sylvester Stallone, and Sylvester Stallone falls on the ground. And then Sick Boy and Low D begin stomping on Sylvester Stallone, shouting, "Do we not deserve it now? Do we not deserve it now? Does our win-loss record say we don't deserve it now?" And the three of them pick up Sylvester Stallone, and Mike Barton just punches Sylvester Stallone right in the face and knocks him out. And then Chris Jericho hits a lion salt on Sylvester Stallone. And Sylvester Stallone, Justin, gets carried out.
Oh, he gets stretchered out?
He gets stretchered out.
By this ragtag stable of jobbers?
Yes.
I love it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call them jobbers.
Oh, it's okay.
This is the new NWO. All right, your co-main event of the night, Chad.
We come back to a fatal four-way of cruiserweight action. Got a 69. Nice. And
got
about that
60,
terrible wrestling.
Fair enough.
Oh, I thought that was the 69. About that terrible wrestling, and that's the crowd heat. Drago defeated Christopher Daniels, Great Sasuke, and Super Crazy. When Super Crazy was the weak link, and Drago pinned Great Sasuke.
There you go.
Good for Drago.
Good for Drago.
So Sylvester Stallone is getting loaded up on an ambulance, and he gets into the ambulance, and then sits up, and he's pushing the paramedics away from him. He's pushing them all away, and he gets up, and he looks at the camera, and he says, "Chris Jericho, at Bash at the Beach, I'm gonna get a team. I am gonna get a team to kick your ass, and anyone who gets in my way is gonna get knocked the hell out. I'm sick of it. At Bash at the Beach, this ends."
Ooh, is Stallone gonna fight Jericho at Bash at the Beach?
Well, I mean, right now it's Team Stallone versus Team Jericho. We'll have to see.
I want to see that happening. Your main event of the night, Chad.
Main event of the night in a superb match. Bret Hart and Ric Flair defeated Ahmed and Chris Benoit when Bret Hart submitted Chris Benoit with a sharpshooter.
There you go.
You love to see it. Ahmed not taking the pin or tapping out.
And that is Thunder 79, Chad.
Out of 79, we'll take it.
I mean, yeah, with the roster you have right now, that's probably all you're gonna get with Thunder.
Well, I disagree.
All right, well, that's been a makeshift episode 213. We'll see you for episode 214 with 2 Raws on it, and
and 2 Nitros on 215.
Yeah, and we're getting to the next pay-per-views slowly but surely. We're not
Slowly
dead.
but surely.
We're not dead yet.
No, not yet.
All right, and remember, fuck Cody Rhodes.